The rain-slicked streets of Seattle gleamed under the sodium lamps as Alex Harper stumbled out of the family mansion, his father's venomous words, "You're no son of mine," echoing like a death knell in his ears. He clutched the single duffel bag that held everything he owned, his heart pounding not from the chill November downpour, but from the raw betrayal of blood turning against him in an instant. Little did he know, across town in a high-rise office, a lawyer named Jordan Reyes was poring over a file that would unravel the Harper's pristine facade, proving that the real monster hid not in Alex's quiet love for another man, but in the shadows of his family's greed. Alex's boots splashed through puddles as he made his way toward the bus stop, the weight of 25 years crashing down on him like the relentless Pacific Northwest rain. The Harper family had built an empire in real estate, turning modest neighborhoods into gleaming condos that dotted Seattle's skyline. To the world, they were pillars of the community, generous donors to local charities, faces smiling from society pages. But behind the mahogany doors of their sprawling Queen and home, secrets festered like untreated wounds. Alex had always been the outlier, the sensitive one who preferred sketching cityscapes over sealing deals, who volunteered at the local LGBTQ center instead of schmoozing at galas. His coming out at 19 had been met with icy tolerance, a fragile truce where he was allowed to exist on the periphery, as long as he kept his lifestyle hidden from clients and cousins. Tonight, that truce shattered. It started, innocently enough, a family dinner to celebrate his brother Marcus's promotion to vice president of Harper Developments. Laughter flowed with the Cabernet, stories of boardroom conquests mingling with clinking glasses. Then Marcus's fiancée, Lydia, let slip a casual remark about Alex's weekend plans. "Oh, you're seeing that artist friend again? The one with the tattoos." Her tone dripped with faux curiosity, but it ignited the fuse. Richard Harper, Alex's father, fixed him with a stare that could curdle milk. Friend? Or something more? The room fell silent, forks hovering midair. Alex's mother, Evelyn, reached for her pearls, her face paling as if she'd seen a ghost. "Ah, yes, Dad. It's more than that. His name is Theo, and I love him." The words tumbled out, brave and foolish, a dam breaking after years of restraint. Richard's face twisted into something unrecognizable, disgust laced with a fury that seemed disproportionate, almost rehearsed. "Love? You call that love? Parading your perversion in front of this family, after everything we've given you?" Evelyn whimpered, but said nothing, her loyalty a chain that bound her to silence. Marcus shifted uncomfortably, avoiding Alex's gaze, while Lydia smirked behind her napkin. The argument escalated in whispers that grew to shouts, Richard's voice booming about legacy, reputation, the shame Alex brought on them all. By the end, Alex was evicted. Keys confiscated, bank accounts frozen, his place in the family will reduce to a footnote. Now, soaked and shivering at the bus stop, Alex pulled out his phone, fingers trembling as he texted Theo, "It's over. Can I come over?" The reply buzzed back almost immediately, "Always." Doors unlocked. Theo's apartment in Capitol Hill was a sanctuary of exposed brick and half-finished canvases, a world away from the Harper sterile perfection. But as the bus rumbled through the neon-lit streets, Alex couldn't shake the gnawing doubt. Was this the end, or just the beginning of a deeper unraveling? He didn't yet know that Jordan Reyes, a civil rights attorney with a reputation for toppling hypocrites, had just received an anonymous tip about irregularities in Harper Developments, kickbacks, falsified permits, a trail of corruption that led straight to Richard's desk. And woven into that web was a betrayal so personal, it would force Alex to question not just his family's love, but his own identity. The next morning, Alex woke to the scent of Theo's strong coffee and the soft strum of guitar strings from the living room. Theo, with his ink-sleeved arms and perpetual 5 o'clock shadow, was a freelance musician who'd clawed his way through open mics and rejection slips. Their relationship had bloomed quietly over shared coffees at the center, evolving from tentative flirtations to nights tangled in whispered dreams. "Rough night?" Theo asked, setting down the guitar and pulling Alex into a hug that smelled of patchouli and safety. "You could say that." Alex recounted the dinner debacle, his voice cracking on the word shame. Theo listened without interruption, his dark eyes steady, then cupped Alex's face. They're wrong. All of them. You're not the shame. You're the light they can't handle. It was a bomb, but temporary. By afternoon, reality intruded. No job lined up, savings depleted by Richard's swift financial lockdown. Alex needed work, fast. Scrolling job sites on Theo's laptop, he stumbled on a posting for an administrative assistant at Reyes and Associates, a small firm specializing in discrimination cases. The ad promised a chance to fight for justice. It felt like a sign. Across town, Jordan Reyes leaned back in his leather chair, the Seattle skyline a gray smudge beyond his window. At 32, he'd built his practice on pro bono work for the marginalized, queer youth facing eviction, trans individuals battling insurance denials. His own coming out at 16 had been a war zone. Catholic family in Tacoma, Bible verses hurled like grenades. But Jordan had emerged sharper, channeling pain into purpose. The anonymous email from last night burned in his mind. Harper Developments is laundering money through fake charities. Check the permits for the waterfront project. Your client might thank you. No signature, just coordinates to public records. Diving in, Jordan uncovered discrepancies, bribes to city officials, properties undervalued to skim profits. But the real hook, a subsidiary tied to a youth shelter that Harper funded publicly while quietly displacing queer teens to cut costs. By the time Alex walked into the firm's lobby that Tuesday, nerves jangling, Jordan was knee-deep in depositions. The receptionist, a no-nonsense woman named Carla, buzzed him back. "Mr. Reyes is expecting you." Alex smoothed his thrift store blazer, heart hammering. The office was a hive of organized chaos, files stacked like Jenga towers, interns debating case law over vending machine snacks. Jordan emerged from his office, tall and poised in a crisp button-down that hugged his athletic frame, his smile warm but assessing. "Alex Harper? Thanks for coming in so quick." The interview flew by in a blur of questions about organizational skills and passion for advocacy. Alex spoke haltingly at first, then with fire about his volunteer work, the center's struggles against funding cuts. Jordan nodded, jotting notes, but his eyes lingered. A spark of recognition? "Harper, as in Harper Developments." Alex froze, then nodded. "My family." Jordan's expression shifted, a flicker of something unreadable. "Interesting. Well, you're hired. Start Monday. We could use someone with your insight." As Alex left, buoyed by the unexpected lifeline, he didn't see Jordan pulling up the anonymous email again. The pieces were aligning, but the board was far from clear. That evening, over takeout pad thai with Theo, Alex shared the news. "It's perfect. Close to home. Meaningful work." Theo raised a brow, chopsticks paused. "And your dad? Think he'll love you filing his paperwork?" Alex laughed it off, but the seed of tension planted itself. Theo had his own insecurities, gigs drying up, the pressure of supporting them both. "Just be careful, okay? Families like that don't let go easy." Monday dawned crisp, the city awakening under a rare blue sky. Alex dove into the job with fervor, sorting case files on everything from workplace harassment to custody battles over trans kids. Jordan proved a fair boss, demanding but kind, quick with praise and quicker with coffee runs. Their interactions started professional, quick debriefs, shared eye rolls over bureaucratic red tape. But glimpses slipped through, Jordan's laugh lines when recounting a courtroom win, Alex's sketches doodled on legal pads during downtime. One afternoon, as they pored over a discrimination suit against a local gym, Jordan paused. "You ever think about law school? You've got the mind for it." Alex flushed. "Me? Nah. Too many ghosts." Jordan tilted his head. "Ghosts make the best fighters." The first crack appeared a week later. Carla handed Alex a stack of discovery docs for the Harper case. Jordan had taken it pro bono, suing the city over the shelter displacements. "Your old man's not gonna like this," she warned with a wink. Alex's stomach dropped. He hadn't connected the dots. Confronting Jordan in his office, voice steady despite the tremor, he said, "You're going after my family?" Jordan met his gaze evenly. "Not the family, the company. Corruption doesn't care about blood. But if it's too close." Alex cut him off. "No, it's fine. Maybe it's time someone held them accountable." Inside, turmoil churned. Loyalty warred with righteousness, Theo's warnings echoing. As weeks blurred into a rhythm, so did the undercurrents between Alex and Jordan. Late nights at the office stretched, fueled by pizza and case strategy. Jordan opened up about his Tacoma upbringing, the church that shunned him, the brother who still sent guilty holiday cards. "I get it," he said one night, as rain pattered against the windows. "The pull of family, even when they cut you." Alex shared fragments of his own exile, the dinner's ugliness. Jordan listened, his hand brushing Alex's in a moment of solidarity that lingered too long, electric. Theo noticed the glow in Alex's cheeks upon returning home, the distracted silences. "New job treating you well?" he'd ask, tone light but edged. Alex brushed it aside, guilt gnawing. His love for Theo was real, a quiet harbor. But Jordan stirred something fiercer, a mirror to his own resilience. The first twist hit like a freight train. During a routine records pull, Alex uncovered an email chain buried in Harper's servers, hacked access courtesy of the anonymous tipster. It detailed Richard's affair with a city councilwoman, payoffs disguised as consulting fees, and worse, the diversion of shelter funds to cover embezzlement. But the kicker, a memo from Marcus, greenlighting the displacement of families, including queer youth, to bury the traces. Alex's world tilted. His brother, the golden child, complicit? He confronted Jordan in the stairwell, printouts clutched like evidence of his own shattered illusions. It's not just Dad. Marcus knew. Jordan's face hardened. "We need to verify. But if it's true, this case just got personal." Word spread like wildfire through the Harper ranks. Evelyn called Alex that night, voice quivering over the line. "Come home, please. Your father's." Not himself. Theo hovered nearby, arms crossed. "Don't go. It's a trap." But Alex couldn't resist the plea in her tone. The mansion loomed as he approached, lights blazing against the dusk. Richard waited in the study, scotch in hand, Marcus at his side like a sentinel. "So, you're the spy now?" Richard sneered. "Working for that ambulance chasing queer to tear us down." The slur landed like a slap, but Alex held firm. "It's not about you. It's about the truth." Marcus stepped forward, eyes cold. "Truth? You waltz in here after your little announcement, playing the victim. Family sticks together, Alex. Or have you forgotten?" The argument devolved into accusations, Richard railing about betrayal, Marcus dropping veiled threats about Theo's unstable career. Evelyn hovered, tears streaming, whispering apologies that dissolved into nothing. Alex stormed out, slamming the door, only to find Jordan's car idling at the curb. "Carla tipped me off. Thought you might need backup." They drove in silence to a waterfront diner, the city lights reflecting off the sound like scattered diamonds. Over greasy fries, the dam broke. Alex poured out the confrontation, the hurt twisting like a knife. Jordan reached across the table, his touch steady. "You're not alone in this. Not anymore." In that moment, under the diner's harsh fluorescence, something shifted, an unspoken promise, fragile as new ice. Back at Theo's, the homecoming was strained. "Who was that?" Theo demanded, peering out the window. "Just a colleague." The lie tasted bitter. Theo's eyes narrowed, hurt flickering. "Colleague. Right." Their lovemaking that night was urgent, reclaiming, but shadows lingered. The next day at work, Jordan pulled Alex aside. "I filed the motion. Subpoenas go out tomorrow." Alex nodded, but his mind raced. The anonymous tipster, could it be Evelyn? Or someone deeper in the rot? As the case heated up, so did the external pressures. Reporters sniffed around Harper developments, society whispers turning to outright scandal sheets. Lydia posted cryptic Instagram stories, family photos with captions like, "Blood is thicker than lies." Theo's gigs picked up, ironically, as word of Alex's drama drew curious crowds, but resentment brewed. "You're changing," he accused one evening, after Alex canceled a date night for deposition prep. "This job, this lawyer, it's consuming you." Alex recoiled. "It's saving me. Can't you see that?" The climax built in layers. Jordan's team uncovered audio recordings, Richard bribing the councilwoman, Marcus laughing it off as business. But the real bomb, a hidden clause in the family trust, stripping Alex's inheritance unless he reformed his ways. Planted years ago, a silent ultimatum. Alex felt the noose tighten. In a vulnerable late-night call to Jordan, he confessed, "They never loved me." "Not really." Jordan's voice softened over the line. "Then let them go. Build something new." The courtroom showdown was electric, Seattle's federal building buzzing with press. Jordan, impeccable in his suit, laid out the evidence with surgical precision. Charts of laundered funds, witness testimonies from displaced families, the recordings playing like indictments from hell. Richard blustered on the stand. Marcus squirmed under cross. Then the twist. Evelyn, taking the stand unannounced, her voice steady for the first time. I sent the tip. All of it. Gasps rippled. She detailed the affair, the cover-ups, how Richard's hypocrisy, preaching family values while destroying lives, broke her. Alex was never the shame. I was, for staying silent. The jury deliberated 2 days, but the verdict was swift. Harper Development's guilty on multiple counts, fines crippling, executives facing jail. Richard's empire crumbled, Marcus implicated, Lydia fleeing to her parents. In the chaos, Alex found Jordan in the emptying hallway, exhaustion etching their faces. You did this, Alex whispered. Jordan smiled faintly. We did. But resolution brought its own reckonings. Theo confronted Alex days later, packing a bag. I see how you look at him. Go be happy. Just don't pretend. Heart splintering, Alex let him go, the door click of finality. Weeks later, over coffee in that same diner, Jordan asked the question hanging between them. Dinner? Not as colleagues. Alex's laugh was tear-streaked. Yes. Their first real date was simple. Pike Place Market at dusk, fresh flowers, and street musicians. As they walked, hands intertwined, Alex felt the weight lift. The villain exposed, the shame shed, love emerging not as a battle, but a quiet victory. Evelyn reached out sporadically, a tentative bridge. Marcus vanished into legal limbo. And Alex? He enrolled in paralegal courses, sketching courtroom scenes and stolen moments. Jordan became home, not a savior, but a partner in the messiness of living true. Yet life, ever the dramatist, reserved one last surprise. Months in, as snow dusted the sound, Jordan knelt in their shared apartment, ring glinting. Marry me? Not to fix anything, but to build everything. Alex, tears blurring the view, whispered, yes. In the arms of the man who'd exposed the lies, Alex found not just love, but the family he'd always deserved. The wedding was small, held in a sunlit garden overlooking Lake Union, wildflowers nodding in the breeze as if in approval. Theo sent a card. Simple, forgiving, happiness suits you. Evelyn attended, her presence a quiet amends, Richard's absence a shadow long faded. Jordan's family, once fractured, showed up en masse, his mother's hug fierce and unyielding. Vows exchanged under an arch of woven vines. Alex promised not perfection, but persistence, the kind that weathers storms. As they kissed, cheers rising, he thought of the hook that started it all, that rain-soaked flight from shame. Now, under clear skies, he was free. But freedom, Alex learned, was no fairy tale endpoint. It was the soil for new growth, thorny and unpredictable. Back at Reyes and Associates, now Harper Reyes, a nod to their union. The firm swelled with cases, a beacon for those cast out like he once was. Alex thrived as lead paralegal, his sketches evolving into advocacy graphics that humanized cold files. Jordan, ever the strategist, balanced courtroom fire with home fires, their evenings a rhythm of shared meals and lazy debates over case ethics. One crisp autumn morning, 6 months post-verdict, trouble stirred anew. Carla burst into Alex's office, eyes wide. You won't believe this. Another Harper skeleton. She slid a manila envelope across the desk and signed, postmarked from an East Coast P.O. box. Inside, grainy photos of Marcus, post-scandal, huddled with shady figures in a dimly lit bar. Caption scrawled in Sharpie, he's not done. Follow the money to the islands. Alex's pulse quickened. Marcus had dodged major charges on a technicality, slinking off to consult overseas. Was this revenge? Or a deeper game? He showed Jordan at lunch, the bistro's chatter fading as they pored over the images. This smells like bait, Jordan murmured, tracing a face in the shadows, a known money launderer from the Caymans. But if it's real, we can't ignore it. Your brother's poison runs deep. Alex nodded, old wounds itching. Marcus had been his protector once, shielding him from Richard's tempers, sharing late-night talks on the mansion roof. The betrayal stung fresh. What if I reach out? One last chance. Against Jordan's caution, Alex dialed the number from a reverse lookup. A burner, but active. Marcus's voice crackled through, wary. Alex? What the hell? No warmth, just suspicion. Saw the photos. Care to explain? A pause, then a bitter laugh. You think I want this? Dad's mess is mine now. That's piling up. These guys, they're sharks. Sympathy warred with caution in Alex's chest. Come clean. Testify. We can help. Silence stretched, broken by a sigh. Meet me. Neutral ground. Vancouver, next week. The trip north was a gamble, borders blurring like their fractured brotherhood. Jordan insisted on coming, posing as moral support with a concealed recorder. Vancouver's rain mirrored Seattle's, a fitting backdrop for reconciliation's chill. They met in a harborside cafe, fog rolling off the water like unspoken regrets. Marcus looked gaunt, designer suits hanging loose, eyes darting. You look good, he said, forcing a smile. Happily ever after? Alex ignored the barb. Cut the crap. Who's pulling your strings? Over coffee turning cold, Marcus spilled fragments. Loans from offshore syndicates, tied to the old Harper schemes, now demanding repayment with interest. I didn't start it, but I'm in too deep. Jordan leaned in, voice lawyer steady. We can negotiate immunity, but you give us names, dates. Marcus's gaze flicked between them, calculating. Then, the twist. It's not just money. Dad had a kid, outside the marriage. Your half-sister. She's the one holding the leash now. Wants her cut. The revelation landed like a rogue wave. A sister? Richard's affair hadn't been sterile dalliance. It birthed a secret. Marcus slid a photo across. A woman in her late 20s, sharp features echoing Evelyn's, but hardened by streets unknown. Riley. Grew up rough, tracked us down last year. Used the dirt to squeeze. Alex's mind reeled. Another layer to the villainy. Not just greed, but abandonment's echo. Why tell us now? Marcus shrugged, defeated. Because you're the only family I have left who gives a damn. Back in Seattle, the firm mobilized. Digging into Riley Harper, or Riley Kane, her assumed name, uncovered a trail of petty cons, foster system scars, a burning grudge against the Harpers for the life denied. Jordan filed for protective order, but Riley was a ghost, slipping through cracks. Tensions peaked when she surfaced digitally, an email to Alex, laced with venom. Dear brother, Daddy's shame meets his forgotten mistake. Share the wealth, or watch it all burn again. Attached, hacked files from the firm, client testimonies twisted into blackmail fodder. Fear coiled in Alex's gut, but anger followed. He and Jordan fortified, security cams at home, alerts on all devices. Theo, hearing through mutual friends, texted, if you need an ear, I'm here. No strings. The olive branch ached, a reminder of love's lost and lessons learned. Nights grew restless, Jordan's arms anchor. We're stronger than this, he'd murmur, tracing Alex's jaw. Villains fall when we stand. The confrontation brewed in an abandoned warehouse on the waterfront. Riley's chosen neutral ground, coordinates pinged anonymously. Police shadowed discreetly, Jordan's doing. Alex went alone first, heart hammering as he stepped into the cavernous space, echoes amplifying his footsteps. She emerged from shadows, lithe and fierce, pistol tucked in her waistband like a promise. So, the golden reject. Come to play savior. Her story poured out in jagged bursts. Childhood in group homes, discovering her parentage via a DNA kit, the rage at Richard's opulence. He had everything. I had nothing. Alex listened, seeing mirrors of his own pain. He hurt us both. But this, blackmail, threats, it's his poison, not justice. Riley's laugh was hollow. Justice? For queers like you, preaching love while hoarding cash. The slur cut, but Alex held ground. Love isn't hoarding. It's choosing better. Sirens wailed distant. Marcus's tip-off, cutting the standoff. Riley bolted, but not before Jordan burst in with backup, tackling her in a blur of motion. Cuffed and cursing, she spat truths that filled the trial docket. Full confessions, syndicate ledgers. Marcus testified, redeeming flickers amid the fall. Riley, facing charges, softened in custody, therapy mandated, a bridge to possible amends. In the aftermath, Alex visited her in lockup, separated by glass. Family's messy, he said, but it's not a sentence. She nodded, eyes wary but cracking. Back home, Jordan waited with takeout and a grin. One villain down. What's next? Alex pulled him close. Us. Always us. As winter thawed into spring, the firm celebrated a milestone, anniversary of the Harper verdict, with a gala at the center. Alex spoke, voice steady, sharing his arc from outcast to advocate. Applause thundered, Evelyn in the front row, tears shining. Theo cornered him after, clapping his shoulder. Proud of you, man. The past, not erased, but honored. Yet twists lingered, subtle as Seattle's mist. A letter from Richard, prison-bound. I was wrong. Forgive if you can. Alex burned it, ashes to wind. With Jordan, he built, not against the world, but within it. Love, deep and tested, proved the ultimate exposure of truths, of hearts, of home. Summer brought heat waves to the city, a rarity that turned Elliott Bay into a shimmering mirage. Alex and Jordan escaped to the San Juans for a weekend, ferrying to Orcas Island where cabins nestled like secrets in evergreens. No cases, no calls, just kayaks slicing water, hikes yielding to picnics under madrona trees. This, Jordan said, lacing fingers as they watched sunset gild the strait, is what we fight for. Alex leaned into him, the steady rise-fall of his breath a metronome to peace. But even idols whispered warnings, a voicemail from Carla mid-hike. Riley's appealing. Claims coercion. And there's buzz about a class action from the displaced families. Back in the fray, the appeal dragged like an anchor. Jordan dove into briefs, Alex coordinating witnesses. Queer teens now housed stably, their stories weapons of resilience. Riley's lawyer painted her as victim-turned-villain, foster scars justifying crimes. She's no different from you, he sneered in chambers. Jordan's retort was ice. Difference is, my client builds shelters, not burns them. Alex watched from the gallery, pride swelling, but doubt crept. Was Riley redeemable, or just another Harper echo? The hearing climaxed in a storm-lashed afternoon, thunder rumbling as Judge Harlan deliberated. Riley, shackled but defiant, locked eyes with Alex across the room. A nod, imperceptible, passed between them, a thread of shared blood. Verdict: appeal denied, sentence reduced for cooperation. Post-trial, in a sterile visitation room, she slid a sketch across the table, one Alex had drawn as a teen, of the mansion's garden, pilfered from family files. Found this. Thought you'd want it back. Her voice cracked. Maybe. After. Alex pocketed it, throat tight. After. Homefront tensions simmered too. Evelyn's visits grew frequent, tentative teas evolving to full dinners. She'd bring old photo albums, fingers tracing images of boy Alex in Little League, voice soft. I failed you. But I'm learning. Jordan, gracious host, drew her out on her own silenced dreams, painting abandoned for marriage. One evening, tipsy on Merlot, she confessed, Richard wasn't always cruel. The business. It devoured him. Alex forgave in pieces, not wholes. Therapy sessions joint, unraveling knots. Theo re-entered orbit unexpectedly, a chance encounter at the center's Pride mixer. Laugh tracks from drag shows mingled with his easy grin. Heard you're hitched now. Congrats. Awkward hugs led to coffee catch-ups. Theo's band touring steady, scars fading to stories. Missed this, he admitted. The friendship part. Alex nodded, boundaries clear. Jordan met him once, over beers, measuring, then approving. He's good people, Jordan said later. But you're mine. Fall foliage painted the city in fire when the class action suit landed. Displaced families, empowered by the Harper fallout, sued for reparations. Homes lost, lives upended. Jordan took lead counsel, Alex as liaison. Hearings unearthed horrors, kids couch surfing, identities hidden to survive. One witness, a trans teen named Kai, broke Alex. Voice trembling on stand, recounting nights in alleys. Felt invisible. Until you fought. Jury awarded millions. Harper assets liquidated to fund community trusts. Richard, from his cell, wired a check. Meager, but his first gesture. But victory soured with a personal blow. Jordan's firm faced ethics probe, anonymous complaint alleging conflict in the Harper case. Bias due to personal involvement, the letter read. Alex's stomach plummeted. Was it Lydia, bitter ex? Or Riley's allies? Investigations dragged, reputations on knife edge. Sleepless nights, Jordan paced, Alex soothing with logic and touch. We'll clear it, he insisted. The board cleared them in weeks. Complainant untraceable, evidence fabricated. Paranoia lingered, trust tested. Winter holidays approached, a gauntlet of traditions remade. They hosted Evelyn and Jordan's clan, turkey and tamales fusing flavors, laughter thawing old frosts. Gifts exchanged, Alex's sketchbook for Jordan, a custom guitar pick engraved harmony. But mid-feast, Marcus called, collect from halfway house. Clean now. Rehab. Thinking of testifying against the syndicates. Redemption's whisper. Alex passed the phone. Jordan listened, then, earn it. Show up. New Year's Eve found them on a rooftop bar, city fireworks blooming like defiant stars. Jordan pulled Alex close amid the crush. To exposures, he toasted. Of lies. And love. Kiss deepened, world fading. But dawn brought news. Riley paroled early, condition, restitution work at the center. Alex volunteered to mentor, cautious optimism budding. Spring renewal mirrored inner shifts. The firm expanded, hiring Kai as intern, cycles turning. Theo's wedding invite arrived. To a sound engineer, joy unshadowed. Alex attended, best man to memory, dancing with Jordan under string lights. Full circle, he murmured. Jordan's reply. And just beginning. Yet drama's pulse never fully stilled. A letter from Richard's lawyer, estate settlement, bequest to Alex, a lakeside cabin, strings free. He said, make it yours, not his. Alex deeded it to the center, a haven for youth. Closure, bittersweet. Summer looped back, ferries to Orcas again. This time, with Evelyn, her first paddle, laughter echoing. Family, she said, oars dipping, is what we choose. Alex smiled at Jordan across the water, heart full. Villains exposed, shames shed. Life, in its gay-capped glory, unfolded. The cabin dedication ceremony was a sun-drenched affair, youth milling the lakeshore with banners fluttering. Harper Haven. Kai cut the ribbon, scissors trembling, as Alex watched, Jordan's hand warm on his back. Evelyn spoke briefly, voice steady. This is redemption's start. Cameras flashed. Reporters asked about the infamous Harpers. Alex deflected with grace. It's about futures, not pasts. Inside, walls lined with his sketches, visions of safety, sketched in stolen hours. Post-ceremony buzz, the firm hit stride. A new case, corporate giant discriminating against non-binary employees, pink slips for pronouns. Jordan's fire met Alex's detail work, depositions yielding tearful truths. Late nights bred intimacy, whiskey neat, feet tangled under desks. You're my secret weapon, Jordan teased, nuzzling Alex's neck. Laughter bubbled, tension easing into touch, pure and affirming. But undercurrents stirred. Marcus surfaced, paroled and polished, suit crisp at a center fundraiser. Heard about the cabin. Nice touch. Handshake firm, eyes clear, rehab's work evident. Over punch, he pitched alliance. No folks in recovery. Could fundraise. Alex eyed him warily. Prove it. Marcus nodded, delivering. Donations rolled in, his network bridging gaps. Dinners followed, tentative quartets with Evelyn, Jordan mediating barbs into bridges. Bloods thicker when thinned by time. Marcus quipped once, earning a reluctant chuckle. Riley's integration proved thornier. Assigned shifts at the center, she shadowed Alex, filing flyers, her silence a wall. One rainy afternoon, sorting donations, she cracked, hate this. Feeling like charity case. Alex paused, box heavy. You're not. Your family. Her scoff softened to question. Why help? I could have ruined you. Truth spilled. Because I know the hurt. And the hope after. Sessions deepened. Art therapy. Her drawings raw slashes of color. Breakthrough came sketching the lake. Peaceful. Like I want. Alex framed it for her cell. Wait. No. Her halfway house room. Theo's orbit stabilized into friendship, band collabs at center events. His wedding gift, a song, Shades of Us, strummed at the reception, lyrics of release, not regret. Jordan joined jam sessions, guitar duets weaving harmonies. He's got rhythm, Jordan admitted post-set. Alex grinned, like someone else I know. Summer swelled with Pride Month fervor, parades, panels, Alex keynoting at a youth summit. Shame's a lie we tell ourselves. he said, voice carrying. Love's the truth that sets us free. Applause roared. Jordan's proud gaze from wings anchored him. But panel Q&A twisted. A heckler, Lydia's echo, shouting, hypocrites, profiting off pain. Security escorted, but ripples lingered, online trolls dredging old scandals. Jordan shielded, but stress etched lines. One night, storm raging, he confessed over tea, scared sometimes, that it'll touch us. Alex cupped his face. It won't. We're the storm now. Love-making followed, slow and sacred, reaffirmation in Skin's language. Fall brought harvest festivals, but also harvest of old seeds. Richard's health declined. Cancer, stage 4, prison pallor. Parole for compassion granted. Evelyn begged a visit. Alex agonized. Jordan neutral. Your call. No wrong. The hospital room reeked of antiseptic and regret. Richard frail in bed, tubes snaking. Son, he rasped, eyes wet. I failed. Alex sat, hand taken, bony, trembling. Yes, but endings aren't erasers. Words flowed. Hurts aired, silences filled. No absolution, but understanding. A villain humanized, not excused. Richard died weeks later. Funeral sparse. Alex's eulogy brief. Rest now. We've got the light. Grief's wave crested, then receded. Holidays healed. Thanksgiving at the cabin. Mismatched family. Evelyn's pie. Marcus's stories. Riley tentative at table's end. Jordan's toasts. Laughter laced tears. Toasts to ghosts laid. Winter's hush birth plans. Adoption seminar. Whispers of fostering. A kid. Jordan mused. Snow falling outside. Hours. Alex's heart swelled. Legacy not blood, but chosen. Spring trials tested. Kai's college acceptance. Cheers. A center budget cut. Fury. Fundraisers rallied. Marcus's contacts gold. Riley graduated program. Job at a cafe. Small victory. Celebrated with cake. Summer cycled. Orcus again. This time with all. Boats bobbing. Stories shared. As stars wheeled, Alex reflected. From shame's exile to this tapestry. Love's weave. Intricate. Enduring. The fostering classes were a revelation. Role plays of tantrums. Modules on trauma's tendrils. Jordan excelled at structure. Alex at empathy. Home studies passed. Approval letter arrived like a key. First placement. Miah, 12, non-binary. Eyes wary as a cornered fox. Bunk beds assembled. Pronouns practiced. Z/zir. Nights of nightmares. Days of defiance melting to trust. You're safe? Alex whispered during storms. Jordan built forts from blankets. Stories spun of heroes like them. Firm life synced. Jordan arguing landmark cases. Alex training interns like Kai, now full staff. Marcus partnered on ethics workshops. Irony savored. Who'd have thought? He'd say, clapping Alex's back. Riley bloomed. Barista gigs to graphic design. Her art in center galleries. Slashes softened to blooms. Theo's tour hit Seattle. Front row tickets. After-party jam. His spouse, Lena, vibed instantly. Artist solidarity. Laughter flowed. Bridges solid. But autumn winds carried whispers. A rival firm poaching clients. Smears of Harper bias. Jordan's jaw set. Countersuits flew. Alex uncovered the puppet master. Lydia, remarried but rankled, funding the mud. Confrontation via lawyer. Cease or countersue for defamation. She folded, settlement sealing lips. Winter wonder wrapped Miah. School play. ZE as tree sprite. Applause thunderous. Holidays amplified. Cabin full. Mia's wonder at snow. Riley's gift of custom sketchpad. Richard's absence ghosted lightly. Honored in toasts to growth. Spring burst with Mia's permanence hearing. Adoption greenlit. Courtroom redux. But joys. Judges gavel a blessing. Family. ZE beamed, hugging tight. Summer solstice party at the center. Bonfires. Bands. Theo headlining. Pride flags waving. Alex danced with Jordan. Miah between. Riley twirling Marcus. Evelyn, silver-haired, swayed alone then joined. Full circle. Yet life's script flipped mid-dance. Call from unknown. Evelyn collapsed. Stroke. Hospital vigil. Beeps steadying to hope. Recovery slow. Alex coordinated care. Jordan filing for family leave. Miah stepped up. Small hands in Evelyn's. Grandma. Tears bonded. Fall foliage framed rehab walks. Evelyn's cane tapping, stories of youth. You gave me second chances, she said. Alex squeezed. We all deserve. Winter's chill bit, but warmth indoors. Mia's first crush, awkward advice shared. Firm holiday bash, toast to resilience. Spring renewal, Mia's birthday, lake picnic. Riley announced engagement. To a poet, rings simple. Wedding small, Alex best person. To unexpected kin. Summer heat peaked with a case twist. International queer rights suit. Jordan lead, Alex co-counsel. Travel to D.C., testimonies harrowing. Honor killings, asylum denials. Victory bittersweet, headlines global. Back home, Orcus retreat. Extended fam, kayaks laden. As dusk fell, Alex journaled. Villains vanquished, not by swords but truths. Love's quiet revolution. Years layered like Seattle's fog, thick, then lifting to clarity. Miah thrived, teen now, Zir activism sparking school clubs. Alex and Jordan navigating permission slips and heart-to-hearts. You're my anchors, ZE said at 16, braces glinting. Pride swelled, fiercer than any verdict. The firm morphed, Reyes Harper Kai, equity shared. Cases globalized, alliances with NGOs, pro bono pipelines. Marcus, reformed mogul, funneled profits to justice funds. His memoir, Fallen Pillars, bestseller, proceeds donated. Riley's family grew, wedding vows in the cabin garden, poet spouse penning odes to scars. Their first child, a boy, arrived spring 32, Alex uncle godfather, rocking cradle with tales of origins. Evelyn's health steadied, volunteering at the center, story hours for tots, her paintings adorning walls. Late bloomer, she laughed. Theo and Lena's duo album dropped, track dedicated, to the ex who set me free. Concerts packed, friendships etched. Personal milestones dotted. Jordan's Law Review article, cited nationwide. Alex's graphic novel, Exposed, illustrated memoirs of queer survivors. Bestseller, Film Whispers. Anniversaries marked with trips. New Orleans Jazz, New York Pride. Love renewing in new lights. Challenges punctuated. Mia's coming out as pan, supportive but shadowed by online hate. Family circled, therapy, takedowns, teach-ins. Jordan's burnout flare, sabbatical enforced. Alex's novel tour, separations testing texts and trust. A scare in 34. Marcus's relapse scare, fundraiser flop, old temptations. Intervention at the cabin, tears and tough love. Sobriety recommitted, bonds reforged. Riley's joy tempered by loss. Poet spouse's diagnosis, rare illness. Vigils, fundraisers, treatments experimental, hope flickering. When he passed, quiet ceremony lakeside, child in arms. Alex held her. Grief's a thief, but memory's a gift. She nodded, resilient. Evelyn's 80th. Bash at the center, roasts and remembrances. Mia's toast. To the woman who taught forgiveness. Tears flowed, dance floor packed. Firm's 20th. Gala extravaganza, honorees galore. Jordan's speech. We expose not to destroy, but to rebuild. Alex's after-party whisper. And love? That's the masterpiece. Mia's graduation loomed, college-bound for advocacy. Empty nest loomed, nest feathering talks, fostering again? Or travel unburdened? Summer 36, Orcus Odyssey, full roster, new fosters in tow, laughter echoing. As Aurora danced rare, Alex turned to Jordan. From shame to this. Worth every storm. Jordan's kiss. And the calm's ours. Legacy unfolded. Not linear, but lush. Villains long exposed. Heroes in the living. Love, deep as the sound, carried them. Through twists, to triumphs untold.